Yo, what's going on? All my peoples out there, man. Yeah, man, we back with another one, Comic Cons. Today's topic we're gonna be covering today is five of our most underrated comic book characters. We also base this off of comic book characters that you don't really get to see like that. So, yeah, this is gonna be a fun one today, and I'm looking forward to doing this with my brothers. Let me pull my brothers up real quick. Uh, Stay ready, Mac. Man, what's going on, bro?
Man, what's the deal, little bro?
Ain't nothing, man. Chilling, man. You came up with the idea. You came up with the concept, man. Let the people know
Yeah.
what's going down, man.
So basically, I came up with the concept. It wasn't so much as underrated. I wanted to really talk about a lot of the unknown comics that a lot of people don't know about, but but they are underrated because they had great stories. They were popular when they came out, and then it just like they kind of got pushed to the side. So I wanted to speak more on these comics because these were some great comics, and a couple of the I know some of the ones that me and the brothers going to talk about. You probably don't even they don't even create no more, or they only make appearances now.
Yes, sir. Dang, it looked like I froze. Derek, you
You
there?
did freeze.
Yeah. I'm here. I'm here. Can you hear me?
Close
Yeah,
your camera off and cut it back on.
yeah. That's what I was about to. Yeah, I'm trying to do that. Yeah, I might have to hold it down. I might have to come back and come back in my own thing, man. I don't know what be going on, man. What be
Can
going
you
on?
hear me?
Yeah. I hear you. Could you hear me?
Uh, yeah. I can hear you.
Okay.
I'm just ready to roll, man. Gotta love Cincinnati. We in New York tonight, man. I was listening to some the reports of the Giants offense, man. Man, the way the defense been playing for Cincinnati, I think the Giants might put up 40 on us, man. I hope not, though. I hope not.
Yes, sir. Sir. Um, Give me a sec. Let me come back in.
But yeah, let's get it going on.
Yeah, trust me. Shoot, Derek, you want to go first?
Oh man, like like they really said, man, most of these characters they just do appearances now, man. I don't mind going first.
All
Let
right.
me see who I got.
Yeah. Go
Um
ahead while I try to get everything situated because I don't know what's going on while my thing is freezing.
okay, let me see. Let me hit the light here. I have to plug my phone up. All right, man. My first character is Leech.
Go ahead, explain to them about reach. Hold it down for me, you and Mac for a little bit, cause I'm trying to fix
Oh, we
my
understand.
laptop.
Oh, okay, sure. Uh First appearance of Leech was in Uncanny X-Men in 1984. This little guy, he can stop mutants from using their powers. He was created by Chris Claremont and John Remete. It's not. He hangs out with the Morlocks. Uh, the Morlocks are a group of mutants that live underground because the way they look, they can't fit in into, I guess, normal mutant society. I don't know what that means, but it's really not too much known about Leech. I know he had a brother. They called him Peepers, and Peepers. Last time I saw him, he was in a Wolverine issue where him and Beast were in prison. But you put Leech in a room with any mutant, they shouldn't be able to access their powers. It's really not too much on him, but he's underrated character if you ask me. He could be used in very powerful ways. I've seen him a couple times in the X-Men cartoon, a couple times in the comics, but other than that, they don't use him much at all anymore. But instead of making guest appearances, like when Sabretooth slaughtered the Morlocks, under Sinister's orders. But that's really it for me, man. When it comes to Leech, he doesn't have any powers besides like he can't access any powers. Uh, meaning like he's like the off switch for mutant powers. They can't access their powers, and neither can he. That's his power. Uh, but yeah, he only appeared a couple times in the comics as a guest appearance, and I don't think he really has a standalone issue. Um, he should, because they give the Impossible Man his standalone issues sometimes, but it is what it is. But that's all I got on him. It really wasn't too much to go on. He just came to my mind because I was thinking of underrated, underused characters that Marvel has, and he popped up in my mind.
Yeah, Leech is actually more powerful than people they may not realize, because yeah, his ability to negate other mutants' powers, he got used a lot. You know,
Hmm.
he got used a lot and undermined by a lot of other mutants that needed to access his power. But yeah, man,
Sinister used them a lot.
Leech is pretty dope, man. Mac, you got anything on Leech?
Mr. Sinister used them a lot.
Yeah, see, you know what I'm
I
saying?
was a, I was a Mr. Sinister's fan, so I remember him from. That was one of my favorite comic book villains. Dr. Essex, and he was created by Apocalypse. If y'all didn't know, uh, but yeah, he was. That was one of his main. That was one of his main goons actually in the comics.
Leech was.
Yeah.
Yeah, on it. I didn't see the issues. Only time when I saw him, he was like, of course, he was hanging with the Morlocks, and I knew the Sinister had something to do with the Morlocks, but I didn't see the issues where he was in. Only meaning only time when I saw him was like guest appearance.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That was a
Yes,
good
sir.
choice though.
Um, so that's what y'all got on that.
Yeah.
Should we gonna move on to Mac's pick, man? Mac.
Go
Oh, and
ahead.
let me shout out everybody in the chat.
Yeah. Go
My
ahead and
bad
shout him
about
out.
that. My bad. Salute to my bro D man. Salute to Pooh man. Salute to Shawa. Salute to Tay Tay.
What up, Dave? What up? What up, family? Go ahead and pull up my boy. Raw Hide, man. Raw Hide.
Yeah. Mac went 50s on this one, but go ahead.
Well, see, they didn't stop making Raw Hide until like 2012. And
I ain't gonna lie, you got it on this one. I never really like, but go ahead, man.
I'm
Explain it.
surprised you pulled this one out. You pulled a Marvel version of Rawhide out because I'm gonna tell you, Rawhide was actually one of Stan Lee's first characters he created. It was with Action Comics before Marvel, and he actually had blonde hair at first. He when he came over, he actually came over to Marvel. Hold on, let me pull that. I actually had it wrote down. Let me go to my damn. But he actually came over to Marvel later. He was He was created by Stan Lee. His real name is John Bart. The original name when he was with Action Comics was Johnny Clay. Um, he was an Avenger. He made appearances in Secret War. He made appearances in Marvel Zombies. What's another comic? He was a part of the Sensational Seven with the Kid Coat. I don't know if you know anything about Kid Coat. Eh,
Nah.
did
You
you read any
shoot.
of them Western comics?
Yo, bro, I never mess with the Western comics. I'm gonna
Oh
keep it a stat.
man, I'm
I
gonna
had
have
to
to.
keep it a stat. Don't get me
Oh, bro,
wrong. You
I
you
could
know
do
this
a
is
whole.
this is 50s. We going
Bro,
50s
I could
now.
I can
But
bring
I'm
up
I'm gonna
I
keep
can
it a
bring up something
stat.
now. Yeah,
It don't really matter the year
I'm
because
gonna throw one
what
at
I'm
you.
reading is like 30s and
You
40s
need
right
to
now.
go read Vigilante. You need to go read Wyona Earth, and what's another one? What's another one? I'm gonna shoot some at you. You need to go check them out. You need to go check them out. But he was one of the things he was actually retro rebooted with Marvel later in 1960. Uh, not Action Comics, Atlas Comics. I'm sorry, Atlas Comics. But he was brought over to Marvel in the 60s. But he started out in the 50s, like you said. Um, he was he started out with a whip and a gun. Bob Brown was his creator. Also, the second version of it, the version that you got up right now, Jack Kirby drew that. Just a little
Oh,
small.
okay. The legendary Jack Kirby.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
About to
Yes,
change
sir.
my name at Kirby. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying,
Man,
okay, I didn't know. It looked like Jack Kirby's drawing. Now that you
yeah,
say that, that looked
yeah.
like
Jack. Well, the Marvel version was drawn by Jack Kirby. So yeah, that's one of the great things about that. What's some more fun facts I can give you? The Rawhide Kid was known for his romping. He was energetic, slapstick action, cattle. He was a cattle rancher. He was an outlaw. Number one, that was number one. He was an outlaw, but he was a superhero. But they was trying to arrest him. He made appearances in secret. He made appearances in Secret Wars. When he made that appearance in Secret Wars, I think he was a part of Thor's the Thor Corps. You remember that?
yeah, I know
Yeah,
that, but
yeah,
I never knew Rawhide was like part of that. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah. He
Salute,
was part of it.
Alexander X, man. I
He
see
was
you, man.
Yeah, he was part of Thor Corps. This was when the Wild West themed domain in Battle World in the Valley of the Doom. He was arrested by Hank Pym, for illegal possession and Venomanium. It's a whole lot, but yeah, that's all I'm gonna give y'all on Rawhide. Rawhide is a great read if y'all like westerns. When I was growing up, I was in westerns, so that's kind of part of the reason why I'm a big Ghost Rider fan, things like that. So y'all know I read Rawhide Kid, and one of the things that disappointed me and why he ended up getting discontinued is because in the 2000s when they was making his comics, they made him gay.
Nasty work.
Yeah, so they kind of messed up the whole aesthetics of the western and the Rawhide Kid comics. Yeah, it messed up the his whole his whole his whole aesthetic. So that kind of why a lot of people don't know or why they don't utilize the Rawhide Kid anymore. But if they ever decide to make a Rawhide Kid movie, best believe I will be at the movies, front row, watching this movie.
No, you won't. Not if he gay.
Hey, that's the 2000s. I'm talking about they need to go back to the 60s when he was with Kid Coat and a significant seven. And yeah, yeah. No, I ain't talking about the 2000s version. I don't want to see him in that black suit. I need to see him in his Western gear.
I got nothing on this guy.
Because you probably don't remember him either, do you?
I seen I seen him in the cartoon on Justice League Unlimited. Uh, but I got I didn't read the Western comics. Well, they really wasn't available where I was living coming up. It was always Spider Man or something like that, or even in the Sunday Funnies when they used to put comic strips in the Sunday papers. Uh, I've never heard of this guy. I seen him in the cartoon, but I didn't know his name. I just called him Cowboy Guy.
I'm
Were you sure it was
surprised. It
him?
seemed right up your alley.
So
Uh,
you sure it was him? Because it was a bunch of Western comics. You got to think. Rawhide Kid was one. Kid Coat was one. Um, Vigilante was one back then. Vigilante was DC. Vigilante
Uh
was DC. Kid Coat, Rawhide was Marvel. Uh, I forgot it was one that they had in in on the Sunday comics. Then you got to remember before it was Ghost Rider, but you got to remember they had the Phantom Rider who was Carter Slade.
that was D Man's.
Yeah,
That's
but
D
see,
Man.
hold on.
That's
I'm
what
not
he
talking
used.
about. I'm not talking about when they made the Phantom Rider, the Ghost Rider.
Oh,
Originally, he was called the Phantom Rider. He
oh,
was in all white. He was a ghost. Well, he was like a ghost. He was the Phantom Rider, and that was the original Carter Slade. When he died, when he died, I'm trying, why? Why? When he died, his spirit went into his son. I can't think his son was a Slade. I can't think his first name right at the moment. His spirit went into his son, and then he started riding and helping the Ghost Rider. Then they decided to create the story of the Ghost Rider as Carter Slade.
okay.
Uh, it's a lot. We can matter of fact. Uh, remember we talked about what we talked about last week at.
Yeah, I didn't tell Derek Gaines
Yeah,
about it.
I,
About
I'm gonna do a few of those, and I'm gonna send them to you.
yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah. You could do that, and I'll chop it up, edit it the best of my ability, so I can have some videos up. Everybody probably get a week where they cover a character and break them down.
yeah, so
So
I'll talk about the Phantom
that was
Rider.
the idea, Derek Gaines. So if there's somebody you want to touch on one week, you know what I mean, try to send me something, you know what I mean, so I can get your vocals. All I need is the vocals, and I'll make a video and try to edit it the best of my ability or whatever. I think Mac is actually better at edit than me, so I don't know how we gonna work that out. But I'll probably talk to him after the
You
show.
gotta learn, baby. You gotta learn.
Nah, I'm good. I'll do it. I could do it. But I'm just saying, I just don't think I'm the greatest. Salute to Queen 71. Pool Man came back in here, man. Salute, man. They was cooking, so I just all right. I'm gonna talk about one now. I think he's more underrated. We know about him. Um, I'm gonna go with Hal Jordan, Green Lantern. They attempted the movie. I didn't think they utilized it right, and after that, they didn't really. We never seen it again. This came out in like 2011. I actually feel like they actually had the right person to play Hal too, Ryan Reynolds, but they just didn't utilize it right. So Green Lantern, Hal Jordan, even in the beginning of his story, he witnessed his father die in a plane crash, and it traumatized him as a kid for life. You know what I mean? But that experience made him really brave. He went to the Air Force, went to school, became a pilot, just like his dad did. Um, he did a lot of reckless stuff at the job. One time he was told not to fly, but he flew anyway. So then that led him to only being a mechanic for the airplanes for a while. One day, um, a Green Lantern ring um, tracked him down, and the Green Lantern ring took him to where a spaceship had crashed, which was Abin Sur. And Abin Sur, as he was dying, he explained his story to Hal. He explained how he was supposed to be transporting Atrocitus, who was the leader of the Red Lanterns, and how Atrocitus ended up escaping and wounding Abensor, and Atrocitus was trying to stop William Hand, aka Abel Mahari. Now let me stop William Hand, who is also known as Black Hand, and knowing that the events that is soon to come, blackest day, brightest day, and darkest night, they try to prevent that. You know what I mean? So what ends up happening is Hal Jordan ends up getting the ring. The Green Lantern ring only chooses people that's worthy and that's brave and willing to put it all on the line. They seen that he was. He got brought back to Oa, got inducted into the Green Lantern Corps. Sinestro put him under his wing because at first he was under Kilowog's wing, and they end up tracking Abinsor's killer and stop him from killing William Hand, which later on they will end up regretting in Blackest Day, Brightest Day, Darkest Night. And yeah, man. So a lot of abilities with the ring. He could form constructs. He could reproject energy. Green Lantern and the whole story is really dope. And I just feel like he doesn't get a lot of shine, and he definitely deserves a lot of shine. Definitely, definitely.
One for JJ.
Anybody got anything on uh Alexander X said nice choice. Thank you, Alexander X.
One for JJ.
I don't
Um
think he underrated. Oh, and Abel ain't William Hand. Abel is Edward Scissorhands. But I don't think he underrated. I just don't think DC has done a great job of making a movie with him because growing up, Green Lantern was probably one of the, like if you talk about popular comics when I was growing up, it was Batman was number one. Period. That was the number one comic
talk,
growing up.
talk to him. You hear that, Tay Tay? You
Number
hear that?
two, number, number two was Spider Man. Number two was Spider Man. Then Superman. Then X Men, and then Green Lantern. So when I was growing up, Green Lantern was like he was real pop. They had him in the cartoons. So he was popular. Like we knew who he was. We had Green Lantern rings in our cereal boxes. So I don't think he was underrated. I think maybe underutilized in the DCU. I say that. And he probably they don't talk about him as much anymore. Pooh man, you got hey, stop asking questions and just watch the show.
Poor man always do that, bro.
I know
Man
you got
always do
just
that.
watch the show. You go see what we got. We got some good, interesting. We got some interesting characters for y'all today. Me, I got a great list. Act got a great list, and my man Derek Gaines got a great list. Y'all just hold your horses. Hold your horses. But I still don't think Green Lantern was slept on.
uh, I mean, I do, man.
I
I
do,
do.
I do, and that's what I said, Alexander. I think he's underutilized in the DCU, but as in the comic books, I don't think he was underrated because he was popular when I was coming up. But that was when I was coming up. I am 40 years old.
I
Um,
think the Green
go
Lantern movie, they let down Hal Jordan. We didn't get to see the iconic. We didn't get to see the iconic when he pulls out his lantern and recharges his ring. We
ahead.
didn't get to see that. It was
Power battery.
yeah. We didn't get to see none of that. We got to see him say the line, but you can't say the line without without recharging your ring in the lantern. But um, I remember Hal Jordan coming up, and I didn't get to see the Black Green Lantern until they did Justice League Unlimited, which I liked him. What was that? John Stewart, I think.
Yeah, John Stewart. Yep, John
I
Stewart.
liked him, because I can identify with him. But yeah, I just think when it came to the movies, And some of the cartoons they had one they started. It was like a CGI 3D one, and it didn't go very far. Um, you know, they could have done better with the character as far as the movie and the cartoons, but in the comic books, he was hitting.
Yeah, yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Um, Shoot, let's move on, man. Let's move on. Derek, man, it's back on you, man.
Let's go,
This is
bub.
one of my favorite characters in as far as in mutants. His name is Chamber of Generation X. Yeah, that's that cover. That's that iconic cover, man. I got that. I had to buy that book again because it's foil, and I love it. I love it. He could be more powerful than Jean Grey and Xavier put together. Um, his power. He was created in well, he came his first issue that he appeared in is Generation X, uh, November 1994, issue one. So he was in the very first issue, and every issue after that. It was created by Scott Lobdell and Chris. I'm horrible with these names. Chris Bacalo. His powers ranges from psionics, pyrotactics, and telepathy. Know that. And the only reason he's not as powerful as Xavier or Jean Grey is because he holds himself back. His whole chest is like one big uh, battery that fuels his powers. He had lost his face and his chest when his mutation manifest. He was the target of Implant in the very first issue and issues after that. Implant is a mutant that feeds on other mutants' genetic stuff. And I should have picked him because he's not real known, but he could have been a very good bad guy, because he can teleport and all that stuff. But uh, Chamber, because that's what he is. He's a psionic chamber. He could do everything Xavier could do, but he limits himself on his on how he feels. So if he don't feel like doing it, he won't do it. I do know that he was affected when the Onslaught series, when Onslaught shut down all the telepaths during that series, and he was affected on the astral plane. But it's one thing that I didn't see him do was do like the astral projection, like Jean Grey and X-Men, the X-Man and Professor Xavier, but he's a little known character because he hung out with the Generation X, and after the first year of these of Generation X, I'm sorry, I stopped collecting them, so I really don't know what happened to him later in the issues, but I've seen pictures of how they made him look normal, but this is the chamber I remember.
Good pick. Good
Great
pick.
pick.
Um,
I'm still
um,
I'm still mad at Fox for messing over the movie.
Oh yeah, yeah, that
uh,
was horrible.
And
uh,
That
then
was horrible.
the way they did it, I thought it was gonna be a series, but it was just an hour long trash movie.
so
Trash
That was
movie.
horrible. It had Max Headroom as the bad guy or the guy who played Max Headroom. as the bad guy. It had some woman playing Emma Frost, and
Yep.
it should have been a cartoon.
I know it shouldn't. They should have left it alone. They should have left it alone. Fox shouldn't have even touched it. Fox messed up the actual X-Men movies.
Yeah,
They should have left it alone. Just left it alone.
Yes, sir. Uh, Mr. Beats. Salute to the son of the pattern maker. Salute to Jimmy. Uh, Bernard always coming through, showing love. Man, yeah. So appreciate it. Yeah, man. Good pick, bro. Good pick.
I started to go with
What y'all talking about though? I didn't see that. I definitely didn't see that.
oh
Nah.
man, I love that character, man, because the whole first issue was based upon him, and then he gets jumped by implant in the airport, and then it just takes off from there. Generation X in the comics, or X in the comics. That was a good series. That was a good series. I know it made it into the AOA series, was that Apocalypse series. Um, so yeah, it was a good series. I don't know what happened to it in the later years, but the early years with Banshee and Emma Frost and Skin and Sync. Sync had the ability of syncing his aura to somebody else's powers and able to use their powers. And then they had Paige Gather. She can pull her skin off and get a whole nother layer of skin underneath. And then they had Monet Saint Croix. She was she was basically the black version of Rogue, besides the ability to absorb someone's power. She had the superhuman strength and
And,
everything.
and that's
Yeah,
Jubilee in the back, right? And
yeah, yeah. Jubilee was with him,
Yep.
and it's funny. She went from the X-Men to this new recruit class, and all she in the issues, all she talked about was when I was with the X-Men. They got tired of hearing that. But
mm,
Chambers, I like Chamber. He could have been, something if they he could have had his own standalone comic if they would have developed his character more.
okay. I mean, I remember him. I didn't know him in depth, so I appreciate you for definitely explaining that to me. And I know he is very powerful. You know, what I mean, very
Hmm.
underrated. Mac, you got anything before we move on to you?
No, I'm good.
All right, man. We about to move on to you, man. Who you want next?
I want you, Simon Williams, Wonder Man.
Hold on. That's all I was looking for.
You know,
Oh, right here. My bad.
there you go. Wonder Man. Simon, created by Stan Lee, drawn by Jack Kirby. Probably a lot of mine gonna be drawn by Jack Kirby, but that's a whole nother thing for another day. You know,
Yeah, we might have to do that one day.
I'm
Favorite
down.
writers and favorite authors. We might have to do that one day. But
My favorite author is gonna be Stan Lee, but Wonder Man was a. Let me tell y'all something about Wonder Man is very powerful. He was probably the most powerful Avenger. Um, he rivals strengths with Thor and Hulk. He is an original Avenger. If y'all did not know, his first appearance was Avenger number 9, 1964. Wonder Man, they killed him in that. They actually killed him in that comic, and then 4 years later, they brought him back in Avengers 58. But yeah, he was one of the original heroes in the Avengers. Um, fun fact about no, Wonder Man doesn't turn into Vision. He created Vision. He created Vision, didn't turn into Vision. But hey, that was good. I'm glad y'all. I'm glad somebody knew about that because that was actually where I was going to go. Fun fact: he did. He created Vision. His power was created Vision. That's how powerful Wonder Man was. I hate that they didn't utilize him in any of the Avenger movies or even thought about just having make guest appearances in the movies. He is one of the most underutilized comic book characters and underrated comic book characters. He's tell y'all something. How strong he is. He has ionic energy, psiology, enhanced vision and hearing, electromagnet manipulation, ionic energy manipulation, energy enhancing strikes, virtual invulnerability, self sustenance, power recycling, size alterations, healing factor, shape shifting, teleportation, immortality, and he can fly. He is that powerful. I think it's only probably Blue Marvel, Century, and are some of the only people that could rival strengths with him. Wonder Man was probably one of the most powerful. That's probably one of the reasons they didn't use him because he was so powerful. They probably didn't know how to put him in the MCU. I would love for them to even attempt to make a about Wonder Man. Wonder Man was cool as hell. Yeah, Queen Wonder Man was cool as hell. I swear to God, he was. Y'all need to check out some of his solo comics as well. But those Avenger comics he was in, yeah, a lot of those wins was because of Wonder Man.
Yeah, good pick, Mac. Good pick. I wouldn't have thought of this. Salute to the general, man. Good to see you. Appreciate you. Wait, what he said? He said Colossus was my god. Salute panel.
I will tell
Peter,
y'all another thing.
Peter Rasputin. Peter Rasputin. Petey.
You know the last. You remember Avengers End Times? That comic series.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was a good series.
Yeah, so you know that was his last comic. That was the last comic he was in, and that was in 2013. That was his last comic. So yeah, Marvel got rid of him. I wish they wouldn't. I hate that they do that to great
Yeah,
For
comics.
they
Wonder
do that
Man.
just to bring them back. Just to bring them back.
Yeah, they gonna mess around and bring them back, but I just hate they do that.
Like they the kings of that. You know what I mean? See, when DC kill off somebody, they do it because they rebooting their whole thing. That's the only difference between Marvel and DC. When DC kill off everybody, they doing it to reboot the whole story and all the different characters. They may explain certain things in a little bit of a way, but most of the time they just bringing everybody back to revamp a whole new thing, like what they did with the New 52 and so on and so forth. But go ahead, Derek, if you had something on Wonder Man.
I remember Wonder Man. Um, he was in love with Wanda, but
Yes.
there was an issue where in Avengers that Wanda brought him back, and Vision was in love with Wanda too, but I forget one of them had died and came back. Was it Vision or Wonder Man? And then they ended up fighting over Wanda, and you
He
know,
created.
I
You got to remember, he created Vision, and
yeah.
it was him and Wanda at first, but then they made it Vision and Wanda. And you're right, him and Vision fought, but it was him and Wanda at first. It's like if y'all watch the MCU messes with those storylines, but he
Hmm.
Vision wasn't created by AI or any of that. Wonder Man, created Vision from his powers.
I didn't know that. I always thought some of the storylines that I read was Hank Hank uh Pym created Vision.
I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to send you. I'll send it to you, Derek.
Because there was one issue where um
Didn't he create Ultron too?
yeah, he created Ultron.
Hank
And
Pym did it.
yeah, I think in the comics he created Ultron.
He created Ultron.
And I don't you might be right about Vision, because when I started reading Avengers, Vision was already in there.
Yeah, Vision wasn't there when you got to. He appeared in number 9 and number 58. He was there before Vision.
Mr. Beat said, "I think Ultron created Vision."
No,
That's in the movie.
that's
Yeah,
the
yeah, I
movie.
was gonna say, yeah, that's in the movie. That's in the movie. We gonna, that'd be different. It's just like books
Yeah, we
based on
talking.
movies.
We talking the comics.
Yeah, yeah. Don't ever go. Let me tell you something. When it come to DC and Marvel comics, don't y'all ever go off of the movies.
Ever.
Don't ever in life go strictly off the comics. If you gotta look it up, Google it from the comics. Type
I
in
was
your
wondering
comics because movies be dead wrong and they know they be dead
I was wondering when he was talking about how Marvel messed up and now to have Wonder Man. I wonder if Marvel had the rights to Wonder Man. Because they already had Thor, they had the Incredible Hulk at a limited basis.
Who else
He
would have?
wasn't really he wasn't really the Hulk after the first Avenger. He really wasn't.
Who else would have access to Wonder Man? No,
Well, you got him in.
they haven't used Wonder Man at all. I think he made an appearance in a cartoon years ago, back in the late '80s, early '90s.
Right. Well, what I'm saying is that Marvel was famous for selling off some of their characters, and maybe they didn't have the rights to put them in the movie. I don't know. I'm just going out on a limb here,
Eh,
but yeah, they should have had him. I mean, they should have had Wonder Man in there somehow. But we got what we got.
they could have killed him off like they did in the comics twice.
Oh, they said they sold it to Fox. Jimmy Bernard said.
But Disney owned Fox.
Yo, that joint be so confusing what Sony got the rights to.
Disney don't own
That's
Sony, but
one thing
Disney.
that I don't like about Marvel. That's one thing I truly hate. Yo, salute Eric Jordan, my guy. That's one thing. That's one thing I can't stand. Like they got this person and they only could limitedly use this because Sony got the rights to this. And, man, listen, that joint be getting confusing. Um,
Yeah,
but
that's why the Hawk was watered down because Sony still has the rights to the Hawk.
yeah, that messed them up when they was going bankrupt. You know what I mean? And they started selling stuff because they needed money. Yeah, that kind of messed them up. And yeah. Let me go to my next pick though. Let me go to my next pick. Let's see. Let's see. We are going to go with Howard the Duck. Mac ain't want to use them. Thank you, Mac. We appreciate you, bro.
I'm gonna tell you, he was on my list, but I only reason I took him out because I figured we're gonna do this again. This is not the only time we're gonna do this.
Can't stand the movie.
He snatched him this time, so he won't be on the next list. But I got a couple of them that will be that I'm not even gonna. I didn't even mention in this show, and I'm not. And I guarantee you, they didn't grab them either. I got a whole. I got about a top 20 most underrated list. This is just the first five.
Yeah, so let me explain. So basically, there was a being named Thrall.
Tay Tay, how could you?
Yeah,
I,
she said the movie was just she
I
right.
rebuke you.
Her and
I
Derek
rebuke
Gaines is
you.
right.
And
That
you
movie was.
see now I don't even feel bad talking about Superman.
He said now he don't feel bad talking about Superman. Tay Tay.
The
But
movie was horrible.
it was. He said the movie
I
was
was
a
a kid. It
dumpster
was
fire.
great for
Look
me.
at that. Everybody's saying it, Mac.
I
You're
was
the
a
only
kid. It
one.
was great for me. I still watch it to this day. I like it. Leave me alone. Forget
Mac,
all y'all.
I, Mac, you made the list. Here you go, Mac. Mac gonna say this movie. Here you go.
People, let me tell you about my best friend. He's a warm-hearted person who loved
Why
me
you
till
do
the
it, Mac? Why
end.
you do it?
People, let me tell you about my best friend. He's the one.
Why you do it, Mac? I had to get it. I had to do that to you, Mac. No, but anyway, Howard the Duck. There was a being named Throg that caused an interdimensional cosmic axis shift and attempted to unite all of the realities into one. Howard ended up being dropped into the Everglades on Earth, which he ended up by the location of the nexus of all realities. So that's how, because he used to be from a whole different reality. But because of that being named Thrall that combined all of the realities, that led to Howard the Duck being on Earth, and he's been trying to find his way back to to where he's from without any success. So in the meanwhile, you know what I mean, he first appeared in Adventures into Fear in 1973. Um, he's a sentient duck. He's extremely agile. He's extremely intelligent with willpower, and he has a lot of heart. He's also real elusive in hand-to-hand combat. So as far as taking it there, you don't want to do that with Howard the Duck because he knows quack fu. You know, he knows quack fu. He's also She-Hulk's office building neighbor because he also is a investigator. You know what I mean? He does detective work, and we know She-Hulk is a lawyer. So yeah, they collaborated a lot. Why you laughing? He knows quack fu. Why Tay Tay and Queen? I'm not joking. He knows quack fu. That's really a thing. And he teamed up with a lot of people.
It
She-Hulk,
really is.
Mason, um uh dang, so many I can't even think right now. Howard the Duck, man. That one little snippet that they gave him on one of the Guardians of the Galaxy, you know, when they had the end credits, I was so mad about that because she said, "Laugh out loud, stop, act, please." What? Yo, look, Mac, am I lying? Doesn't he know quack fu? Am I lying? He knows quack fu. That's his form of martial arts.
Yeah, but I never seen him do it.
He did it in the movie a little bit. He did it, and in the comics he definitely does it when he
Oh,
teams up. And
I
when he
didn't buy his comics. I'm sorry.
yeah. He said Derek talk about I never seen him do it. Oh, he does it in the comics. He does it nunchucks and all. Um, yeah, man. But I
Oh
like
yeah, he did do it in that bar fight in the movie.
yeah. And he told him like, yo, I know quack fu. He told him that. So yeah, man. Looking forward to them incorporating Howard the Duck. Very underrated character. I think if it is now because of how good the CGI is, they could definitely um use Howard the Duck in movies. I don't know what they're afraid of. And I was a little mad because, like I said, that little snippet that they posted him in the end credits of one of the Guardians of the Galaxy, it made me real mad because I wanted to see more of Howard the Duck. But anybody got anything on Howard the Duck, Mac? I know you got something to say. You there, Mac? Or you on mute?
I had walked off. I was trying to find a couple of them comics. I was going to throw them up here because I got some of the originals. But I
Mac,
ain't.
Mac know what time it is.
And yes, he does practice quack fu. And he had a couple of snippets, but I will throw this in there. So y'all know him and Rocket Raccoon are rivals. They're not
Yeah.
enemies, they're rivals. They actually go against each other in the comics a lot. They work together and they because they're both like I don't even know how to explain it. They go like they do stuff to each other. Like he'll go out and help him out and then steal the money from him. Help him get the money, then steal it from him and go do something with the money. Like they does stuff like that to each other all throughout the comics. Him and Rocket Raccoon they were adversaries throughout the entire Howard the Duck series and Guardians of the Galaxy. And they got a few Rocket Raccoon and group comics.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So yeah, man, what y'all got on Howard the Duck, man? He said that fight style goes hard. Thank you, D man. Thank you.
One for JJ.
Thank you.
It does go hard.
D man no. D man old school. D man no. Alexander X said Howard is is underrated. Thank you.
Very.
Now I'm saying very interesting comment. He said, "Oh yeah, he did, Mr. Beach. You definitely right about that. Definitely right about that.
What did Mr. Beach say?
He ran for president. He did in the comics. He ran for president.
It's a comic book about that.
Yeah.
I actually was looking at that the other day. I almost grabbed it.
That's a fact. You want to move on to, and they probably would if there was such thing as this. They probably would vote. He would beat Kamala and Trump. But Derek, you want to go to your next, or anybody got some last words on Howard and Derek?
I just can't wait to see what they're gonna how they're gonna utilize him in the MCU.
I don't got nothing on Howard. I didn't like the comics. I didn't like the movie.
Spider sense is tingling.
I had enough of his cameos in the MCU. I'm good. You know, they used to do cameos of him in the comics, like at the end, at the last page, they would do a cameo of him telling what's going to be happening in the next issue.
Oh, okay, I didn't even know. Yeah, I didn't realize they did.
That was back in the day, though.
Yeah, I was about to say I would just buy his full out comics. You know what I mean?
Nah, I'm good.
You know, but yeah, man, go ahead, man. Go to your.
Man, this is my next one is Blade.
Good pick, damn good pick. I wouldn't say he's so Matt. Is he underrated? Well, he's underrated. I don't think he's underused because he's supposed to be dropping.
I don't think Blade underrated at all.
Okay.
If you look at how they didn't give him all his powers in the in TV shows, definitely not underrated. I mean in the movies, but definitely not underrated. And the only thing I would say is in the movie, I wish they would have gave Frost. They would have did Frost right. They didn't do Frost.
Deacon Frost, yeah, they did.
Yeah, they did not give him his man. Oh my God, they messed him up. They messed Dracula up too. But they actually gave Dracula. They gave Dracula more. They did him better than they did Deacon Frost. They did Dracula way better than they did Deacon Frost.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, Derek. Go ahead, man.
I think he's disrespected, underrated, meaning they don't value him like they should. From the time they announced a new Blade movie, it's been like two Marvel movies, three Marvel TV series, and Blade is now is where it is. It might not even be done. Uh, I think the Blade that we saw in Deadpool 3, that is the closest of a Blade character that we'll see. Um, in his first appearance, he was a guest appearance in Tomb of Dracula, number 10, by Merv Wolfman and Gene Coleman in 1973. His first solo came in Vampire Tales number 8 in 1974. Everybody knows Blade's powers. He's a daywalker. His well, I never read Blade the comic, but the movie goes into how he's what I'm trying to say, how his mom gave birth to him, and she was essayed by a vampire, and so he's part vampire, part human. Um, I have seen him in some guest appearance of Spider-Man comics. I do think he's a Spider-Man character. He falls under that umbrella. Uh, the movies. I always say the more movies they do, the dumber they get. The first two I like. The last one I didn't. The TV show I didn't get into. I don't think there will be another Blade movie. Uh, because we see what direction they're going. They went away from Jonathan Majors. They went back to Robert Downey Jr. Uh, we see what direction that they're going into now. Um, we saw the direction they went into with Secret Invasion on on Disney Plus. We see what they're doing. We see what the direction they went in Wakanda Forever. So I don't think they're going. I don't think they like a strong male black lead in Disney, and I think he's undervalued. And you could say some people may say underrated. As far as his powers, I know his powers can be unlimited. I think the movies watered his powers down. I guess to make him more human. But I do know before Iron Man, Blade helped save the MCU, and they could have included him. You're talking about characters that they could have included in the Avengers. They could have included him in the Avengers. Um, is I don't think they
The Dark
value
Avenger.
Blade.
It was a Dark Avenger, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
It
Yeah,
was the Dark
yeah.
Avenger and the Midnight Sun, not an Avenger.
yeah,
Well, yeah. He could have been in the Doctor Strange movies. He could have been
Straight with the
you
Midnight
know,
Sun.
it just is if there's a way for them to work the character in, then they could have worked it in. I, I just don't think they value him.
yes, sir, yes, sir. Me personally, I'm not mad that Derek Gaines. Actually, I'm kind of mad he won because this is my favorite black superhero or anti-hero, Blade. Um, I really like Blade. He got a lot of different reimaginings. There is one where Deacon Frost, the vampire with the four fangs, fights his mom. Blade's mom is a prostitute, and as she's like walking real late, Deacon ended up being thirsty in like the 1800s, bites her neck as she's pregnant. Then there's another situation in the original version where Morbius bites Blade, and that's how Blade gets his powers too. So, I know all about Blade. Blade is my guy, master swordsman, expert at taking out vampires to survive in daylight. I definitely they're supposed to have Mahershala Ali play him, and I heard that they're supposed to have Blade's daughter in this. So they're probably trying to move away from the direction of Blade, but focusing in more on his daughter to make it a female version of Blade. And I did hear that a lot of black directors keep turning it down. They got a new black director on it. If I was one of those directors, I would tell them, no, this is how the movie needs to be. Y'all want me to do this movie, and y'all keep complaining about how the sales keep dropping. Let's do it this way. You have to trust me if you giving me the budget to manage this movie. Let me do it this way. I think sometimes these dudes be scared to speak up. We can't like let the woman characters be the woman character. We ain't got to turn everybody into female.
And the woman characters are gay.
You know what I'm saying?
Everybody ain't got to be gay. Everybody ain't got to be a woman.
He said, question
I,
asked.
I'm all
I
here for
just
women empowerment and to help the LGBTQ community out, but don't change my character.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, like, they can do what they want. Why don't you just make up whole new characters?
Like y'all did with America Chavez.
Yeah, just make up whole new characters. Leave the ones that we like and we love, leave them alone.
Thanks.
He said, question act, do you think Blade would have destroyed the pack in Blade 2? What you think about that question, man?
What do you ask?
He said, question, do you think Blade would have destroyed the pack in Blade 2?
Probably.
It's possible.
It's possible, yeah.
But good pick, Derek. Anything else on this before we move on to you, Mac?
I don't got anything else. I gotta remember, Blade was a member of the Midnight Suns with Wolverine, Morbius, Ghost Rider. Man, I'm forgetting somebody else. But yeah, Midnight Suns is some of my favorites. Y'all should check those out.
Mr. Beats, you're definitely right about that, brother. That's definitely gonna happen. I might get rid of my Disney Plus app after that.
What?
If she get elected, because
What's
it's a
gonna
record.
happen?
Ain't none of the characters, and I don't want to turn the show into that because this is a children's channel. You know what I mean? I try to restrain from the cursing and the politics and stuff
No
like that.
politics.
Yeah, but I will say I do agree with you on that. And that's when Disney Plus, because they already raising it this month. On the 17th, Disney Plus goes up again. So that means my Hulu is gonna go up. That means my ESPN Plus is going up because I got the triple. Y'all got us paying all this money. Listen to us when we telling you that we don't want this certain thing. You know what I mean? That's all. But yeah, man, let's go to your next one, man.
Man, might as well bring up Wendell Vaughn.
Who was Wendell Vaughn again?
What? I'm Quasar, bro.
Oh, Quasar. Okay. I never really was crazy on him.
What?
I wasn't. Yeah, I wasn't.
They need to make a movie about Quasar. Quasar was cold, man. Quasar was, man.
I know he is, but I was never. Tay said everything is going up.
Yeah, everything is going up, man. Everything is going up, man. Quasar, great comic book character. He was written by Mark Grenwell.
Oh, he said they censored my Kamala comment. Yeah, man, just because this is like my fault, Mac, before you go. Son of the pattern maker, yo, just because this is like supposed to be like a kids channel, and stuff like that. Be careful with what you it's not like my other channel, my boxing channel, where you could just say anything. So that might be just due because it's supposed to be a kids channel. So just try to hold it down best you can.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, Mac.
All right, but he was drawn by Roy Thomas and John Bacina. Mark Grunwald was his writer. I think Don Glut had something to do with it too. But he was originally Quasar was Marvel Boy in Captain America, 1978. Then he made his Quasar appearance. The first time he made Quasar appearance was in the Incredible Hulk in number 234 in 1979. Elvis Grandpa, he made appearances in comic books like Silver Surfer, Adam Warlock, Captain Marvel, Marvel, Captain Marvel, not Miss Marvel. It irritates me. She is Miss Marvel. When they killed off Marvel, they decided to make her Captain Marvel. That I ain't getting into that. That pisses me off.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Quasar was also a member of the Avengers. He was a member of Defenders. He was a member of S.H.I.E.L.D. He was a member of the Star Masters and the Annihilators. He can fly, teleport. He had energy manipulation. One of the things about he was the first person that drew him was Paul Ryan, by the way. I know you remember who Paul Ryan is, right?
Yeah.
All right. But yeah, he was in the original Infinity Gauntlet comic. He made an appearance in Infinity Wars. He was also in the Galactic Storm series. He had his own comics. He was a Star Blast storyline, which was a great comic, The New Universe. Quasar got canceled after 60 issues. He didn't make that many issues. And that's when they brought in Nova. But if y'all think about it, him and Nova are the same person. They made Nova young and Quasar is older, but they really the same character. But Quasar was a little bit more powerful. I actually liked him more. I don't know why they killed him off, but he was an underrated, underused character. I know a lot of people don't know anything about Quasar, but he had some great comics. He was let me see. I think his last appearance was in the Fantastic Four in 2006. I think that was also a part of that. Silver Surfer was in that one. He made appearances in Beta Ray Bill comics. Man, he's probably one of the most underutilized characters in Marvel. Period.
That's all you got on that, Mac?
Yeah.
Uh,
You wanted me to go deeper into it?
I mean, it's on. It's on.
I got a lot written down, but I didn't want to go into all of it because then I'd be just rambling on. I'd say he would appear sporadically over several, a lot of different comics. He was. I told you he was in the Star Masters Ministry with in the Ultimate and the Silver Surfer comics. He made appearances in the Beta Ray Bill comics. He made appearances when the Annihilators. A matter of fact, the Annihilators were created in the Quasar comics. In his first series, the first Quasar comic was the creation of the Annihilators, the first 4 comics. What's something else?
Did you talk about powers and abilities?
Yeah, I told that was the first thing I said.
Okay.
Energy manipulation, flight, and teleportation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem, Alexander X, man. You already know, man. You've been supporting, man.
Let's go, bub.
Derek, you got anything on him?
I vaguely remember him in the Avengers. Um, didn't he have a cape full of stars or something like that? Um, I vaguely remember him.
He had the star on his chest.
Okay. And I was gonna comment. He reminds me of Nova, and then you
I
just
guess.
explain why.
Yeah.
You talk about Nova, one of the heralds of Galactus. That Nova.
No, Nova
The Nova
from
Prime.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking. I'm thinking of um, the one that
that herald, the female herald
yeah,
of
the female
Galactus.
one. Yeah. That's who I was thinking. That's who I'm thinking of.
No.
He had
She was
he
cold.
had a lot of them.
She was cold. We might have to, you know what I mean? Put
I
her.
told you we're gonna do more of these.
Yeah. I forgot about. He just reminded me of her. Um,
I told you we're gonna do more of these. Because sitting here talking about, I brought up Adam Warlock.
yeah. Adam Warlock. I was reading
Oh,
the.
they disappointed me. Why they even include Adam Warlock in that garbage?
Well,
He
because
he wasn't even Adam Warlock. He was just
no, that was the book. To be honest with you, that was a good thing they did bring about Adam Warlock because that's kind of his origin is the Guardians of the Galaxy.
mhm.
Yeah, he is.
But
He was
it
messing
was
with Gamora. There was a point
yeah,
he
and
stopped messing with Quill, and she started messing with Adam Warlock a little bit more. Like,
and Yondu was the leader at that point. This was before Quill became the leader. Yondu was the original leader of the Guardians of the Galaxy.
so
I used to think the Guardians of the Galaxy were the Star Jammers.
oh,
You thought they was a room?
you used to confuse them with them.
Yeah,
Okay.
because the Star Jammers are they fought the Shi'ar Empire, and the leader of the Star Jammers is Cyclops' dad in the comics.
Yeah. Yup. That's true. Good point. Good point.
Council have granted me permission to train you. You will be a Jedi. I promise.
Good point. Good point. Oh shoot. Oh shoot. So that was on Mac. I guess now it's on me. Let me go. Nothing else on him. We good. We good. I can go to mine.
Yeah,
We
you good?
okay. Okay. Shoot. Where was I at? Where was I at? There we go. Prince Namor, the Submariner, who was the first Marvel comic hero, anti-hero, first mutant, first everything. First comic he appeared in the first Marvel comic, 1939. Wasn't Captain America, wasn't no. He was the first for Marvel. So when you thinking of the first of anything, think of Prince Namor. Very underrated. This is my guy right here. Basically,
This is who Aquaman is based off of.
yeah, that is, yeah, he was before Aquaman. Don't get me wrong, there's a few DC people that Marvel copped up. They did it to each other. They've been gang banging against each other for years. I'm gonna keep it real. It just be like that. Yeah, D-Man, look, this is the truth, D-Man. This was the first Marvel comic, 1939. He was the first one.
He's not lying, D-Man. First one.
I know y'all don't want me to lie. So basically, he could swim fast. He could stay in insane amounts of pressure, which which makes his body basically invulnerable. He got wings on his feet, which is due to his eternal slash deviant gene, which is allows him to fly. He has the strength of 1,000 men, no more, no less. You know, um, and he uses magnetism fields and electric fields to be able to navigate waters and things like. So Namor is a pretty cool character. You know, he's half human and he's half Atlantean. He's the king of Atlantis, and yeah, man, I'm so mad how they used him in Black Panther. I'm so mad how they used him in Black Panther. They did a really bad job how they used him or whatever. Anybody got anything on it? Derek.
He was the first one to have a crush on
Oh,
Sue Richards.
Sue Richards. Yeah, definitely. Derek, you got the TV on back there? I just hear it a little bit. I just hear it a little bit.
What you hear is the washing machine.
Oh, okay, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool.
That squeaky noise.
All right, cool. I don't care. All right, I don't care.
Yeah, I got everything's quiet here. All quiet on the Western Front.
Okay. Go ahead, but say what you were saying.
He was the let's see, he was an Avenger. He took on the Fantastic Four. Because he had a super crush on Sue Richards.
Yes, he did. And that's crazy. It's crazy that you say that because he saved Reed saved him, and then he didn't remember who he was. And then how does he pay Reed back? By trying to steal his wife and kidnapping her and bringing her to Atlantis.
He wasn't the only one. Dr. Doom tried to steal her too.
Yeah. That's a fact. I guess Sue was a baddie.
I guess so.
Shoot,
you
got dudes trying to steal you. Yeah, I mean, two different ones. Ain't just one dude. One I can understand, but two, that's saying something.
She had a dark side too. It was what was her dark character called? It started with an M. I forget. It manifested in a couple issues I read, but yeah, I never understood the wings on his feet, but I always did like him. I don't understand why they used him in the way they did in the movie. You know, like I said, Phase 4 is a wash. We've seen the direction they was going, and if it wasn't for Deadpool, Marvel would be dead. I'm just gonna say that. If it wasn't for Deadpool, Marvel would be dead. Moon Knight was horrible. She-Hulk was horrible.
$25 million an episode. Just remember that. Every time you think of She-Hulk, think of $25 million an episode.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't think Moon Knight was bad. I read the Moon Knight comics and how they did the TV show. It wasn't bad.
I like the comics.
Yeah,
but I didn't like the TV show.
I didn't see the show, so
the show is good. Go watch the show, Ack, and then you come back and tell me. I like the show and I like the comics.
I didn't like
the only thing I didn't like is that they didn't have all his personalities in the show.
I did not like the show. I'm sorry. I like the action part, when he was fighting. But the other stuff, I was I could have done without it.
I enjoyed
the dude that played in
I'm gonna tell you I'm gonna tell you how good the show was real quick. Originally, that was only supposed to be a one series show. Because it did so good, they bringing it back for a second.
Yeah, they don't got nothing else to do. They could bring back Werewolf by Night.
Yo, I didn't get to watch that. I was gonna watch that yesterday. Was that good?
Oh yeah, the black and white version is really good because it's done in the old school horror movie type of theme. But yeah, Werewolf by Night is good. Well, but yeah, back to Namor, I like him. It's too bad they don't use him much. Again, he could have been an Avenger. There are a lot of characters that could have been Avenger. This, besides the normal cast, so to speak.
Uh, they got Man Thing in Werewolf by Night. I really did enjoy Werewolf by Night. And Man Thing, I was gonna put on this list too. He's gonna be on my next.
I like the Man Thing. I was gonna
Yeah,
put him on my list too. The
yeah.
nexus of all reality.
Next,
He played
exactly.
a
He
he played
is
a big part in the after Onslaught, the Heroes. What was it? Heroes Reborn. He played a big part in that and bringing back the heroes to the main continuity in 616. Heroes Return.
You read this,
I,
Derek?
I
One for JJ.
I like the Man Thing. I do. I like the Man Thing. I know I had some of his comics, and it's cool to do his comics to read his comics because he really don't have no dialogue. He just go through stuff. And I like it. I like it. But yeah, Namor, he could have been another Avenger. They dropped the ball. They every time Blade could have been an Avenger. Namor could have been an Avenger. There were so many other people they could have had except the watered down version of the Hulk, who played no part. Well, at the end game, and he had to play a part then.
I don't remember Namor being an Avenger.
He wasn't an Avenger, right? I know he stepped in as
No,
an X-Men for a while.
he was not an Avenger.
Yeah, he
I
stepped
thought he was.
he
No,
stepped in for to be an X-Men for a while. You could look
and
that up.
Blade was not an Avenger. He was a Dark Avenger, not an Avenger.
Well, I know, I know, but what I'm saying
You
is,
know, don't
Yeah,
throw them in there.
Mac, you gotta be in detail with Mac.
No,
well, if you want to say it like that, Scarlet Witch could have been a Dark Avenger.
she was Dark Avenger and an Avenger.
Yeah, she was both, and wasn't she a Midnight Sun too?
No,
Oh, she wasn't. Okay, oh, she was. Okay. Jimmy Bernard said something that I didn't know about. He said, speaking about She-Hulk, I guess a lady that plays She-Hulk wants to sue Ryan Reynolds for the movie. I guess she had a cameo in it, and the scene got.
Yeah, yeah,
I
it
didn't
got
know that.
cut.
I didn't know that.
A lot
Wow.
of
her
it
and
got
Captain
cut.
Marvel, her and Captain Marvel are pissed or mad about the ending because the way it was supposed. I seen the alternate ending, and they took Captain Marvel and She-Hulk out, and I'm proud of them. I am so proud of Disney for doing that.
Mm, I didn't think Disney could do anything right. Um, and we're gonna go back to Derek again. But D Man said everything is horrible to Derek Gaines.
Well, we
One for
start off with
JJ.
hard the duck. Yeah,
He
yeah.
said he said
I
everything.
can.
He said everything. He said I had to get him. He messing with you, Derek. He said I had to
That's
get
okay.
him.
That's
Go
okay.
ahead.
It's all give me Polaris.
Okay. Talk about
I picked her because I remember
thank
I
you,
there
Lord.
were there were several issues that stood out in my mind. One was the Phalanx Covenant. She was transporting I think she was down with Excalibur? Was it Excalibur? Whoever was Havoc was with Cyclops' brother. I think it was Excalibur.
Another
She was
underrated character that I almost had on my list.
Polaris.
No, I had it.
Havoc, he talking
Oh,
about Scott's brother.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Havoc. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
he had his own
You
comic
know
book
they
series.
ended up together. You know that, right?
yeah, they did. Yeah, she. Well, Polaris and Havoc, they were a couple in the comics, but I remember her in Age of Apocalypse, because she was claiming to be Magneto's daughter, while she was in the Dark Beast pens. But yeah, yeah, she has all the powers of Magneto, and in the main storyline, she is Magneto's daughter. She was created by Howard Drake and Jim Stanico. Her first appearance was in X-Men 49 in I think 1995. No, that's too soon. 1975. I'm sorry. Um, she had all the powers of Magneto. Uh, when Magneto took over Genosha, she was used by Magneto as a living battery because at that time Magneto's powers were waning. They wasn't that good. He couldn't control his magnetism, so he would use her powers to outnick his, which is not the first time Magneto used somebody else's powers to boost his. Fabian Cortez in the Blood Ties crossover with the X-Men and the Avengers, he used Magneto. He boosts Magneto's powers. But yeah, it's really not much on Polaris besides she is the daughter of Magneto. I looked, I found who created him and her first appearance, and her main squeeze was Havoc. And there's really not much to go on her. As the daughter of Magneto, she could have been uh, she could have been stand out, but they never in the comics that I read, they never developed her character like they did Banshee's daughter, who had a thing for Deadpool, or did Deadpool had a thing for her in the comics?
I mean, shoot, even his they didn't develop her even like Wanda and Pietro. Those are the two of the kids that got really the Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch had more of a development than her. And those is have sisters.
I think the reason being because in the comics, Quicksilver and Wanda, they were both Avengers at one time. So I think that calls for more character development, and that's why we had the issues where Scarlet Witch makes everybody normal. What was that? The House of M.
Yeah, yeah, that's Mac's specialty. We might have to cover that for Mac. But as far as stories we gonna be covering, we doing a long holiday.
Mhm.
What's up, Josie, man? My sis Josie in
Yeah,
the house.
yeah. It's a character again.
Hey,
It's a
I'm sorry,
character that could have
I missed it. What'd you say that I would like to cover? What's my specialty?
House of M.
That man, that I love that comic. Did you ever go listen, read into it?
Derek,
No,
does he know I read?
no, not yet, not yet. But I promise you, I will. By the time we cover it, I have because I want to read that storyline.
No.
Yeah, we gonna do that's gonna be the story of the month with that. That'll be November. We
Would you want to,
I want
man?
to this one we what this month Batman Long Halloween is that's just what's happening. So Derek, the audio book,
Batman Long Halloween.
yeah,
That's good. I like that.
Yeah.
I also like Batman. What is it? Death Comes to Gotham.
Hmm.
That's dark. That's the darkest Batman I've ever seen.
So
It's just dark.
so
But
that yeah. But back to
I
Polaris.
would love to cover that new series of Batman where they found out Alfred was the Joker.
Oh my God, that I know what you're talking about.
That's actually a good storyline, bro. I just started it. I think it's almost like a Marvel's What If. It's DC's version of Marvel's What If.
I'm gonna keep it real with you, Alexander X. That's a good story.
What?
Night Falls. I got the audio book. I don't have the comic, but I will be getting the comic when Bane breaks Batman's back and
Yes.
Batman gets replaced by Jean Paul Valley, who's Azeroth. Yeah, man. Yeah. There's a lot of stories with Batman that. Uh, but yeah, man. You got anything on her, Matt? Before we go to you.
I don't.
I got one last thing before we move on to Matt. Always remember that Havoc and Iceman was fighting over her, and Havoc ended up winning her. Don't forget. Don't forget that.
Havoc had them powers, man. They didn't again. They didn't do them right in the movie. Havoc had. I like the way in the comic Havoc. Just he had. I don't know why he's not a mega level mutant because he had them powers. He had them powers.
If Cyclops wouldn't have fell off his head off the plane with his daddy in them, he would have had Omega level powers. Yo, what's good to my bro Humble in the house, man?
Look out, Humble, Josie, and D-Man. The crew, almost the whole crew is here, man.
Yeah,
What's
yeah,
going on?
the whole gridiron gang, man. I see it.
What's
Got the
going down,
gridiron.
man? Sorry I ain't been on there with y'all lately, man. I'm in school.
Yeah, yeah. That's why you know what game I deleted too, because you in school. As soon as you told me you was in school, I got rid of World War Z. Even though it would have been a good time to play it because of Halloween and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, man. Good pick, good pick, Derek.
I
Mac,
think
Mac, let's go to you now, brother.
Go on and pull up my boy Victor Sage, man. And I know I shot Gag when he saw this on his on my I know I shot Gag when he saw this on my
Oh, that boy picked the question.
yes,
Oh
sir.
man.
Victor
Oh man,
Sage.
I gotta give my man's credit.
Let no man forget how menacing we are. We are lions.
Yes, sir.
That's what I'm talking about. I knew you couldn't be that biased. You had to put. I'm surprised you didn't put Plastic Man because you the one that told me
I
Plastic
love Plastic
Man.
Man. I actually I thought about it. I really did think about it. I almost made the list because I do like Plastic Man. Plastic Man is powerful as hell. Plastic Man beat up. You know what? We'll talk about that later. Yeah, Plastic Man defeated the whole Justice League by himself, but that's another one. And no Alexander X, that's Rorschach. This is the question. The question is actually who they created Rorschach off of. Rorschach was inspired by this dude right here. The question, Victor Sage.
He talk about Watchmen, right?
Yeah, Rorschach
Yeah,
from the
yeah,
Watchmen.
Warshot. Yep.
So the question is,
Probably like the Professor Manhattan. I'm sorry.
yeah, that's Professor Manhattan is probably the most powerful person in any comic. Like that's ridiculous. uh, man, the question: where can I start? He was created by Steve Ditko. He was illustrated by Tommy Lee Edwards. He made fun fact. He made his first DC appearance. His first DC appearance in the Blue Beetle, 1967, in the first Blue Beetle comic. Did you know that?
I actually didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Yes, sir. 1967. Man, the question is a detective. He was a member. He was a member of the LAW, the law. He was affiliated with the Suicide Squad. He was also affiliated with the Justice League and the Black Lantern Corps. Uh, Victor Sage. He had a mask on, so you didn't see his face. He has genius level intelligence because of his. He's a master detective. He's a journalist. He's a skilled martial artist, great with hand-to-hand combat, great with stealth, and he had mythical powers that derives from the Zen of Buddha and urban shamanism. He he had his own line of comics. Sage also had a protege named Renee Mateo, who took over as the Question in the 2000s. So if y'all look up the Question now, like in the 2000s era, it's his protege Renee Montoya. I think that's the new 52 we launched. But yeah, the Question is probably one of the most underrated they didn't create. I think he's more underrated, and that's why I grabbed him. I do like the Question. You know, I'm not a major fan of DC comics, but it is a few from my childhood that I can't bring up, and he's one of them. Him, Batman, you know, they're kind of the same character.
Yes, sir.
Detective comic.
Good pick, man. Good pick, man. The question when it comes to like detective level skills is right up there with Batman. You know what I'm saying? Like, figuring things out and being very smart. So this is a very good pick. Very good pick. You got anything on this, Derek? Before you, I know what you about to say, Derek. Might as well go to your next one. I know what you about to get ready. I
What?
didn't really watch him like that. I didn't read anything. Go ahead. Go.
I only saw a Question on the cartoon.
Oh, okay.
And,
That was a good cartoon.
yeah, and he reminded me of a poor man's Batman. You know, he had all the skills of Batman without Batman's money.
Yes,
And
sir.
I like the Question. I do.
Okay.
I do. I mean, he
You a
was.
hard man to please, so we didn't know. We didn't.
I,
We wasn't
I
sure.
like the Question. You
Okay.
know, because he was a conspiracy theorist. You know, all the lines connect. He just
Yeah,
got to
yo, you
see.
ain't lying, bro. If you had an opinion on something, he'd be like, nah, like it gotta be this way. Like you ain't lying.
Agreed.
He definitely was like that. He always challenged people in the direction that they would go. So you definitely right about that. Salute to my
Yeah,
brother.
I like the Question.
What up,
I
Jay?
didn't.
Let's go, Bob.
I didn't read none of his comics, but I saw him in the cartoon, and I like this character. I wish he would have had more cartoons to go on, or made appearances more often. Constantine got more appearances than he do,
You
and
ain't
I'm
lying.
not a real big Constantine fan in the cartoon.
Me either.
Me neither. And man, they supposed to be bringing the movie back.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
He said,
We'll
he
see.
said, he said, he said to you, Derek, I'm surprised he didn't say it was horrible. That's what I thought he was gonna say. But I'm so proud of Derek Gaines
I like the
and
Question.
his horizon when it comes to this question is a dope, and I gotta give Matt credit. This might have been one of the best underrated picks because this is a fact. Like he's very underrated. This might have been one of the best picks right here.
I mean, he's a normal guy, basically hanging out with a bunch of super beings, and he holds his own.
Facts.
Yes, sir.
Facts. And if you notice, I had two. I'm gonna take it somebody I almost put on her egg, and we talked about it the other day. I almost put Squirrel Girl.
I mean, you wouldn't be wrong putting Squirrel Girl in there. Squirrel Girl was undefeated. And she beat very powerful people that you question how powerful are they.
She just so quirky, dog. I'm not a fan, but she is most underrated. I hate that quirkiness, and she's so powerful.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man. Let me go to my next pick, man. That was a good one. I give you that. I give you that one. Let's go to Harlem real quick. Luke Cage, man. Luke Cage, aka Power Man. Luke Cage, he was the leader of the gang. He had his best friend Striker, who his best friend that he ended up saving him and his girlfriend ended up framing him, which put Luke Cage in jail. While Luke Cage was in jail, Dr. Nolan Bernstein asked Luke Cage if he wanted to participate in a risky research experiment. During the experiment, there was a CO that wasn't feeling Luke Cage. None of the inmates or the COs guards was feeling Luke Cage. So during the experiment, he tried to sabotage the COs. He thought he killed Luke Cage, but the plan ended up backfiring. Luke Cage became super strong, super strength. His skin became bulletproof. He has an accelerated ability to heal. And after once he broke out of jail, he became a hero for hire. And he took his childhood friend that he grew up with. So Luke Cage too was the first black superhero to get his series. In case you guys, so anybody got anything on Luke Cage? They need to bring the series. We supposed to get a season 3, Disney Plus. Where we at?
Did you talk about the baby he had with Jessica Jones and that he married Jessica Jones?
Yes, I forgot about that. Sorry. That's actually very important. He does
very important.
Yes.
Yeah, I know originally he was Power Man, but when he Luke Cage and all that, he got with Jessica Jones, and I know he was also a member of the Defenders. He was an Avenger. He was an Avenger for real. And matter of fact, he also made an appearance in the Avengers cartoon.
Yeah. I like him.
I do too. I fucking hate it. I'm sorry. Damn. I hate that TV show. I did not like it. I did not like it.
You didn't like the show?
No. They really didn't do anything from the comic books in that show, except that he was invincible.
I liked the show up until the last season.
Did you like the show, Ed?
My bad. I was talking. You know why I supported it, man.
I know why you supported it. I felt like they did him wrong. When you do a black character, y'all gotta treat him right. Y'all did him wrong.
Again, it's they don't like strong black male leads.
They did the Black Panther, right?
Yeah, they did. They definitely.
They did Blade, right?
They did.
That was a different. That was.
They even did War Machine, right?
Yeah.
I would have liked it to see how Terrence Howard would have did as
I'm not gonna. I didn't. I'm glad they changed it.
The Don Cheadle.
Yeah, I can't see him doing.
I like
He
Terrence
said in
Howard,
the suit. He said,
but
"Next time, baby.
I
Next
just
time."
I never heard somebody from Chicago have a deep South accent like him.
I
And
mean,
he's from Chicago and he talk
shoot,
like he's from Mississippi.
they did what's the name wrong too. When I was watching the Falcon series, Falcon is from Harlem in the comic books. He grew up
And
with Luke
Falcon was
Cage.
also a kid.
He grew up with Luke Cage.
Falcon was a kid that was smart. That Iron Man took under his wing. I did hate how they did Falcon.
Yeah, like, and when I seen that, I'm like, what? He from? They made him from Louisiana. Like,
Yeah.
what are we doing?
Yep.
They never do him
He
right.
said, D-Man said they made his story low budget.
One for JJ.
You ain't lying. You ain't
Yeah, because
lying.
they spent all that money on Black Lightning, and
Oh
that
well,
was hard.
Black Knight, Black Lightning is DC. That's DC. Black Lightning is DC.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. You're
Yeah,
right.
Black Lightning is DC.
But
And
no, what? No, no. I was. They both was on Netflix though.
yeah, they was
That,
both on Netflix. But actually, Black Lightning started off on CW, and
yeah,
CW
you're right.
Brothers and whatever's Warner Brothers is.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Only reason why I remember that is because my sister was telling me about that show. I think my sister liked Black Lightning. Yeah, cool man. Static Shock. If they do is DC with that. Static Shock. But yeah. Anybody got anything else on this? I think we on our last ones. I think we on our last.
No, I like Power Man.
Okay. All right. Let's go to our last one. We're gonna start wrapping up the show, man. Mac, Derek, it's on you, man.
Shoot. I tried to. I was like, oh man, Mole Man.
He did a bad guy. First time we got a bad. Go ahead, Derek. Break it down. I remember him
Shoot.
from Fantastic Four. Was he a Fantastic Four bad guy or am I bugging?
Yes, he was. He was
Okay,
in
okay.
Fantastic Four 1, 1961. He was Stan Lee and Jack Kirby's creation. He he had um he didn't have like superhuman strength. What he had was genius level intelligent. He slow aging. He had being underground. He had radar. He had a gang of people called mutates, and excuse me, and he had beef with the Fantastic Four. He was in the very first comic. I think that comic's like, I don't know. Last time I saw the price was like three. I would say $500 for 1961. Fantastic Four mint condition. I saw it at the comic book store years ago. They had it up on the wall. I'm like, wow. But it's you don't see this character much in Marvel. I read a bunch of Marvel comics. There are some issues that he may appear in. I do believe he was in the cartoon. Um, it's really not much to go on besides he lives underground. I'm sure you brothers can fill in the gaps. I know he was a Stan Lee and Jack Kirby creation,
Yes.
and I was trying to find somebody that wasn't a mutant. That's easy to go on. They got mutants that who's underrated, and we could we could pick them out of a straw hat any time. But I was trying to find somebody that wasn't a mutant. Somebody associated with the Avengers at first, but I couldn't find nobody. Then at the last minute, I was thinking about Damian Hailstorm. Of he was with the Defenders, and or Gargo. He was with the Defenders. But I wrote down Moment, and it's really not. I couldn't find much to go on besides the stats that I had. So if you brothers know anything more about him, let me know.
I know that he was a Fantastic Four bad guy. One of his early stories that I read,
Hmm.
he was um he was in it. He
I know he was in the X-Men.
oh, okay. I never
Yeah,
remember him. Anytime I see him, he was always messing with the Fantastic Four. So
yeah, he did. He fought the Avengers. He was killed in the Fantastic Four comic as well.
oh, okay.
He was a member of Lethal Legion, Outcast, and the reason he was a member of Outcast, he was a nuclear engineer, and he was kind of shunned because of his dwarfism.
Okay.
Yeah. He was so
So why
smart.
did he take underground though? He just
That was he was going down there with a group of explorers trying to. They was trying to it was the hollow Earth theory. They were going down there in search of that whatever, and he stumbled upon the monster's house while exploring, inside of the Earth, trying to find the hollow Earth theory.
okay. That
And
explains it.
yeah,
He's poor. He's very nearsighted.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, well, he's smart. He makes up with it for being smart. Salute to my brother KG, man.
I'm a doctor.
I know he got different staffs that I do believe he created. Um, I don't remember him in X Men, but I take your word for it. It's just that I just don't. Besides, outside of Fantastic Four, I just don't remember him in anything really. And that Fantastic Four came out way before I was born. I must have read a reprint of it or something. I know that I've seen him in a cartoon. Uh, I started to go with Blastar or Annihilus or somebody from the Micronauts, and I was like, well, oh man, I don't know if anybody remember the Micronauts, but I do, and that's why I was
and
hoping
you
they
got
would
me
go.
there because I don't remember them.
Oh man, when they did the last Ant Man movie, I was hoping they would go, you know, down the down the storyline of the Micronauts because they protected the micro universe,
And
just like
I wasn't related
Blastar.
to man like that.
Oh man, I had all their comics. They even had toys back in the day. Um, yeah, we're gonna do this again because the Micronauts, yeah, yeah, they were the Avengers of the micro universe. Then you had Ananias and Blastar of the Negative Zone, and and all that ties into the Fantastic Four, believe it or not. But yeah, that's all I got on the mole, man. I couldn't find. I kept looking. I couldn't find much of anything on him besides he was in. Um, On the very first Fantastic Four issue.
sir. Um, nothing else, man. Move on to you. Last pick. Good last pick. Very underrated supervillain.
The Pooh Man still here?
Yeah, Pooh Man's still here.
Pooh
Pooh Man,
Man is for you. Hey, bring up Adam Bashir.
yes, sir. He blew
Pooh
Marvel.
Man is for you. This is probably
One for JJ.
next to Ghost Rider. And even though he came out later, he's one of my favorite Marvel characters. Probably one of my favorite comic book characters, next to Ghost Rider and Punisher and Wolverine. You got Blue Marvel, Adam Bernard Bashir. Just give y'all some fun. He was illustrated by Matt Brom, but he was created by Kevin Grievo. Now, if y'all don't know who Kevin Grievo is, he was the voice of the Black Beetle in the Young Justice League, the Young Justice cartoons. Kevin Grievo is a screenwriter, a director, and a comic book writer. He wrote part of the Underworld series. He also played Rays in the Underworld series. So everybody that know about the Underworld, Rays, that's who Kevin Grievo is. He was the creator of Blue Marvel. Blue Marvel is what can I say about Blue Marvel? He was a full. That's what he started off as a fullback for Cornell University. He was a veteran in the Korean War, a member of the Marine Corps with 2 Silver Stars. He, while in the Marine Corps, he met Connor Sims, the friend who would later is known as Anti-Man, if y'all know who Anti-Man is. Brashear later became the project lead on a science attempt to harness antimatter that created a negative react, which created the bridge between the negative zone and the positive matter universe. That reaction would be the source of unlimited clean energy that allow devices to tap into the event horizon. And this is what created Blue Marvel. The reason I put Blue Marvel on here is not just because he's so underrated. It's the way his comic books was. His comic books was derived because of racism and things like that. As powerful as he is, he had to leave Earth. He literally had to leave Earth because they hated him for the racism that was going on here. He would save people and they would shun him. Yeah, yes, he was, Queen. Yes, he was, Queen. His first appearance was his own comic. That was in 2000. He appeared in 2008 in Blue Marvel #1. He also appeared in Luke Cage comics. They've had battles to where he's fought so many people in the comics. When he left Earth and went to the moon, Iron Man literally had to go to the moon just to bring him back to help out with situations on Earth. He left because of the racism he dealt with. Another thing about Blue Marvel, before he was Blue Marvel in a Marine, he received the Presidential Medal of Honor from JFK in 1962. Now, the comic book came out in 2008, but yeah, these were backstories about him because, like I said, he was in the Korean War. What's something else?
See, KG, this your Marine brother.
Yes. Oh, man, this dude is, hey, he said he want Jason. Why would you want Jason Statham to play Batman? I don't want to hear his English accent playing a dude from New Jersey.
He's stupid.
I'm just saying. Blue Marvel was in the Infinity storyline. He was part of the Mighty Avengers when they did the Mighty Avengers series. He was also a part. If they would, I'm not gonna speak on it. If they don't put Blue Marvel in the Secret Wars movie, I swear to God, I'm gonna be so upset at the MCU and Marvel and Disney because y'all. If he's not in this Secret Wars movie, he was also in the Civil War 2. I had to have that series.
Yes,
I'm trying to think. During he was in the God Butcher storyline. He's the one that killed Loki. Man, it was. I don't. I could probably go on all day about Blue Marvel. Blue Marvel is probably the most powerful person in the Marvel comics. He beats like Century can beat him. He beat up. So if y'all wonder if he can beat Superman, yes, he would destroy Superman. Matter of fact, I don't think did I go into his powers? I ain't going into his powers. Let's go into his powers. Superhuman strength, superhuman speed.
Derek, I'm gonna just put you on mute while because the feedback. So,
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah. So let me start over. Superhuman strength, superhuman speed, superhuman stamina, superhuman durability, and superhuman mental perception, antimatter manipulation, absorption and projection, energy manipulation, absorption and projection, invulnerability, light generation, longevity, flight, trained, armed, and unarmed combat, trained hand-to-hand combat, and genius level intellect. Yeah. I don't know if you want to fight somebody like you see KG coming. I don't know if y'all want to fight somebody like that.
he said that sounds like me. So they based it off of you, KG. You wasn't in no wars.
And I'm gonna tell y'all like this.
You
If
a
y'all
Marine,
ever,
you got that part. You got
if
that
you
part.
ever, and I literally mean ever, come across a Blue Marvel comic book, you better keep it. The cheapest Blue Marvel comic I've came across right now is $500.
That's crazy.
And I've been because the series, because man, and I've been trying to find them. I've been trying to get a hold to a few of them. You cannot. They're hard. But if y'all can if you get a hold to a Blue Marvel comic, every single one, it doesn't matter what comic, what number, every single one of them is worth money. Now, if you got the number one, that's a lot of money. But if you can come across a Blue Marvel comic, it's worth money. That's all I got on Blue Marvel. Love it.
Go ahead, Derek. You got something on that?
Why did they change in the MCO? Why couldn't Blue Marvel be a guy?
Blue Marvel, he's not in the MCU at all. That's the problem.
In the MCU, Blue Marvel is a woman.
Blue Marvel is not in the MCU at all. I don't know where you got it. Blue Marvel is not in the MCU whatsoever.
Well, when she was in the character was in WandaVision, and then in the movie The Marvels. So isn't that part of the
That
is Captain Marvel.
That girl?
Yeah.
That's not Blue Marvel. She's not even close to being Blue Marvel. I forgot her name, but it's something Marvel, but she's not Blue Marvel at all. At all.
It had Carol Danvers on Marvel. It had the Latino girls Marvel. Then they had the black girl as I thought she was Blue Marvel.
No,
because she had on blue.
You talk about Miss Marvel. She's not supposed to be Latin. She's supposed to be like Indian or Pakistan.
That was Maria. You got Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel. It wasn't no. It wasn't no Blue Marvel. Just because she had on blue don't make her Blue Marvel. You
Right,
can't
right.
replace Blue Marvel with a woman.
Because that's where I was thinking. That's my
No,
line of thinking. When it came to Blue Marble, they changed it.
no, no.
And that would
If they
fall in
change Blue
line.
Marvel to a woman, I swear to God, I will stop watching every movie MCU put out.
That would fall in line to what they were doing up until, like I said, Deadpool saved Marvel.
Yeah, because the movies that they have been putting out, they wasn't until this recent one came out with Wolf, and they had real faith. They must have knew that it was,
Hmm.
so. Anything else before I go to my last pick?
What do you
Now,
do? You got anything on Blue Marvel?
for me,
Yeah, I got one thing. They
What
need
you
to
got?
hurry up and incorporate him in it, and do not make it a woman. Marvel, I know this is gonna get back to y'all somehow. Don't mess this up, bro. You got plenty of them Marvel chicks. You put actually, y'all should have known not to change it to a woman because look what happened when y'all try to do the Miss Marvel movies and incorporated all of them chicks in it. It flopped terribly. That was one of the worst Marvel openings, period.
Period.
So that shows you right there, you got to stop making everything a woman. No, no offense. I like the female characters that's supposed to, like if they would have did Miss Marvel, she already been established as a female. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? The Carol Danvers Captain Marvel. Y'all wanted to do that. I remember the guy version, and y'all got the female version that's half Cree. Whatever. I'm cool with that. Don't be trying to do Blue Marvel, bring him out, and then make it a black woman and all. Nah, just don't do it. Just sometimes you don't always gotta change stuff. That's that's all I got on that. With that being said, man, let me go to my last pick. Nightwing, Richard Grayson. So Richard Grayson, who was part of the Flying Graysons, uh, worked for the circus as a kid. And one day while Bruce Wayne was attending um, the circus, uh, Robin's parents, who performed in the circus, the manager of the whole circus, was supposed to pay for protection. He didn't want to pay for the mob in the area's protection. He refused them. So they told him that an accident is going to happen. And lo and behold, the Graysons, Richard Grayson's mom and dad, ended up falling when they were trying to do acrobatic move uh, without the safety of a net, and they ended up falling to their deaths, leaving poor young Richard Grayson orphaned. Batman, as he was watching that, he felt sorry for Richard Grayson, and he offered to take him in, and he also offered him to be a partner in revealing his identity as Bruce being the Batman. So basically, he raised Richard, and Richard became his partner, Robin. But as Richard started growing, he started doing his own things. He formed the Team Titans. He went on his own adventures, and then as he became a young adult, he ended up not wanting to be in Bruce's shadow and do his own thing. So he took on the mantle of Nightwing and became a police officer and started fighting crime in Bloodhaven. And Batman not wanting to let him go because it was like they had like a brother, big brother, little brother situation, father and son kind of relationship or whatever. He started to help Richard as far as with the technology and stuff like that. but he gave him his space. He let him do his own thing. So we talking about a dude that's agile, a dude that could go hand to hand combat, that's mastered it since he was like 8 years old, who's under the tutelage of probably the greatest detectives outside of Sherlock Holmes and The Question. He has rings, not batarangs, but rings. All different. He got smoke pellets. All different type of the same type of stuff that Batman had. With those two like Patan electric type. I want one of those. Queen, you know where I could get those from? Them baton things he got that got electricity at the end of them. I need one for my birthday. My birthday March 1st. You can mail it to me, Queen. I know you. If anybody know where to find those, it's Queen 71. Queen 71 know where I could get those. Yeah, so yeah, man. Nightwing is a very underused character. You see Robin a lot, but you don't see Nightwing, Richard Grayson a lot. And I think that there's a lot to go off with Richard Grayson by himself. So anybody got anything? She said AKA. Yeah,
I disagree with you.
I'm not against Nick KG. I'm not against that. I'm against them turning everybody that's a male character into a female. I'm not against that. I like Catwoman. I like Poison Ivy. The girl that's already established as girls. I'm not against that.
We do bring up women characters all the time. I actually got a women battle coming up, KGC. You need to start coming to the channel more. Don't complain if you don't come to every show. You need to start coming to every show. I don't want to hear nothing you got to say. Let's come to every show. This last week. And then you came to the end of the week before that. So unless you come to every show and you can say we ain't talking about women, because we did bring up a woman last year. I did. Yeah. Yeah.
I ain't against that. I'm not against that at all. Like I said, I like bad guy and good guys. I like females, but I like females. I just don't agree with them changing all the characters that we knew that were males and switching them to females. That's it. Because I said, Catwoman is one of my favorite.
I do too, KG. I do too, KG. So,
yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
I disagree with you on the Batwing. You picked the wrong one. I got more Batwing comments than I got Red Hood comments. I'm a Red Hood fan. They don't really make Red Hood solo. They got him in that Outlaw, but it ain't many of those. I think Red Hood is more Batwing.
He said.
Yeah, I know what he said. Don't put that up. This channel.
Yeah, you're right. Messing with KG.
That's why I told KG I said I do too. And we talk about the women. We're gonna talk more about it. I got
dog. You came late. Might have to watch it.
I got a full
back. They do use him. When the last time you seen a Nightwing comic?
When the last time you seen a Red Hood comic? I got one of the new Batwing comics actually.
You said Batwing. I'm talking about Nightwing. Batwing is actually
yeah, you're right. It is Batwing. Yeah, you're right. It is Batwing. But when the last time you seen a Red Hood comic?
Probably around the time of the new 52, just like Nightwing.
Yeah.
So yeah, he is underused. You got anything on the Derek games?
No, I like Nightwing. I like Nightwing. I do have the Red Hood anime. And I do like the other bad characters. But I like Nightwing. he was
Yeah, Queen
killed
Elizabeth.
in one cartoon.
My bad. Them joints at the end. My bad, Derek. Them joints at
Oh,
the
you
end
fine.
of it's like one of them like type of things that you hit the person with, and it like it electrifies. But you can also beat somebody up. You know what I'm talking about. I'll look it up and I'll send it to you. I'll text you. Go ahead, Derek.
He was which one was that that I saw where um he was killed in? Oh man, was that the one
That
when
was the
Superman went over
that
there?
was the one, and it's called the comic book called Injustice. And we
Yeah,
even
okay, yeah.
that was so it was actually they got the idea from the video and they turned it into a comic, which was great. And Damian Wayne, Batman's real biological son, ended up killing Richard Grayson by accident. And Batman kind of never forgave him for it. You know how close he was to him. But yeah, that's the story I want to read about how
I
terrible
like Injustice. I did. I
how
like
terrible
Injustice.
a person Superman was. And that's when Batman said, "Don't kill Clark."
Now, that's the one where the Joker killed Lois Lane.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He was alive. Lois.
Yeah, and Batman went cuckoo.
So
Not Batman, Superman went cuckoo.
yeah, Teen Titans is on Max. Cool, man. Yeah, I never watched it. I heard it was good, but I
Teen Titans is good. Teen Titans Go. No, I hate it when they turned them into like anime kids. Teen Titans is good. It's good. I like Young Justice up until the last season. That goes back to what I've been saying. The more seasons and the more movies they do, the dumber they get. Beast Boy had a substance abuse problem, and one character identified as them, and another guy, and Aqualad had a Aqualad turned gay. Yeah, I didn't like it. But that's all I got.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mac, man. Dad, code for everybody. My bad, y'all. I know a lot of y'all used to the time we did it a little early because Drew wasn't on, and I gotta watch this Giants game. The Bengals is up, I think, right now. They up 7 right now. We got nothing. Salute Kofa and salute to Indo. If y'all missed it, you go back and watch the replay. Derek, you want to get before we get out of here?
Kofa got his revenge, man. My Buckeyes lost horribly. Horribly.
Man,
Put it on the quarterback, man. He fumbled the rock, man. He couldn't bring it home.
let me
He
tell you
couldn't
about
bring it
that.
home. But
That was,
salute to everybody in the chat. Once again, I'm glad to be here
can
and
you hear me?
looking forward to do it next time.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I want to tell Derek Gaines about that game real quick before we get up out here. Derek, y'all had that game. That was one of the best games I've watched in a long time. I mean, literally. And that was the dumbest decision to run the ball. That's the biggest stroke I've ever seen in my life. All the years I don't watch football, all of them. That was the biggest stroke I've ever seen in my life.
He
Why
showed.
y'all was already in field goal range. All he had to do was throw the ball out. Wasn't going. Why did you run? I
I,
understand you got one time out left, but what was you gonna do if he didn't tackle you right there? You only had 6 seconds. You didn't have a lot of time. You
that
didn't even have enough time to run out of bounds. It was supposed to be a big out route to get position to work the best position for your receiver. I mean, your kicker to kick the ball. And he ran. That was stupid. That was really
he
stupid.
he cost us the game. The last two series, the series before that, he fumbled the snap,
Oh,
and which led to Oregon kicking the field goal. And then he come back, he falls down in the backfield, and he just slips and falls, and then he throws an incomplete pass, and then there was a penalty that he didn't. He had poor clock management, and he cost us. I ain't gonna say it, man. He just cost us the game, man.
yep. But I'm gonna say
He
this though.
cost us the game. That was a good game,
I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I would rather play Oregon than play Ohio because I'm a UT fan. How hook 'em
man.
horns? How about them Longhorns? I would. Oregon is not gonna stay undefeated. They never do. But I would rather play Oregon than play Ohio State. But I think it's gonna be us, and you still got teams like BYU that's undefeated. You still got. They're not gonna reach the top five, but you still because Big 12 is not what it used to be. You still got a few teams to worry about. Texas A&M is on the low point, and now that y'all lost, y'all gonna be behind a lot of good schools. So we'll see where it comes from. Man. That'll be good, man. I appreciate everybody that came through for the show today. Wait till next week. We got another good show for y'all next week.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We're
Um,
gonna we might do one of these once a month. Our top five might not be the same top five, but we might do a top five once a month. We gonna start dropping videos for y'all. I might do that one day this weekend and send it to you. That's gonna be my first channel. Let y'all know more about the original Carter Slate. I know D-Man will love it. Shout out to you. We doing a good job. And man, it's just this was.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Um, yeah, man. I appreciate both my brothers coming on. Um, appreciate Derek. Appreciate Mac. Appreciate everybody that came in the comment section. No, Jimmy Bernard. I don't think I'm gonna be going live on the game today, um, or tonight or whatever. I might just jump on there just to see what up with my peoples over there on the gaming side. That's about it. Appreciate everybody coming through. I'm gonna try to start doing this twice a week. Um, I'll let y'all know another time. And we also gonna start dropping videos about characters of the week. Whether it's Derek doing a character he wants to do one week, and me, and then Mac doing one another week, just so that we can have the video uploads on there. And yeah, man. With that being said, um, salute to everybody. I appreciate you coming through. Till we meet again. Uh, peace out, man, and y'all take care and have a blessed night.